Hold on. Hey everyone, welcome to Lillian Live in New York on wellworld.tv. Thanks for coming on. Actually, this week I'm not in New York. I'm in some home in Connecticut, some friends, and I am actually laying on the couch sort of because I pulled out my back, and it's been a painful week. But to that note, we have this amazing couple who you're going to hear from. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about them. But they came to my rescue this week, and they really saved my back. So I'm speaking about Joy Pierson and Bart Potenza. They are a couple, and they are the founders of 3 acclaimed vegan restaurants in New York City. Some of you may have heard of them: Candle Cafe, Candle 79, Candle Cafe West. And they're authors of 3 internationally renowned vegan cookbooks. Bart's insightful compilation of inspiring affirmations, Look 2 Ways on a One-Way Street, published in 2008 and continues to be launched. He'll be speaking about some of those affirmations later. But anyway, their frozen vegan classic creations and freshly baked sweets were sold at Whole Foods markets nationwide. Their cooking classes and lectures on the benefits of organic, whole plant-based eating are inspiring and motivating, not to mention life-changing. And they're going to tell you how that happened. Their plant-based cooking has converted many a carnivore. Joy was the board chair and Bart a board member for the Coalition for Healthy School Food, which served marginalized communities in New York City and brought plant-based meals and education to schools, which is a critical intervention for the well-being of our youth and the planet. Fully embracing a plant-based lifestyle for over 30 years and sharing their evidence-based, life-changing results continues to be rewarding and satisfying to body, mind, and spirit for Joy and Bart. To further their commitment to health and well-being, Joy and Bart are currently brand partners in an organic CBD company, which is impacting people's lives now more than ever. I can tell you, and I testify, I've been using the CBD oil and everything that Joy prepared for me the past 2 days, and I got off my bed. I'm on the couch, but I got moving. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to introduce everyone to the amazing Joy and Bart. Hi, guys. How are you?
Hi. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Yes, Lillian, you covered everything.
I try. How are you guys?
Well,
we're living the mission. We're here. We feel focused, and we're so happy to be with you tonight.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you here. I see the sign behind you. What is it? Know your food and feed your soul. Is that what it says?
Grow your food and
grow your food.
Right.
So we love growing our food. We have a beautiful organic garden, and we eat out of it every day.
Oh, wow. Can you tell us how you both started with this plant-based? Because you guys are pioneers. I mean, plant-based people are coming around now, but you knew it before it was anything.
We're the OGs of the vegan food movement.
Yeah, it's quite a story. It's quite a story and quite a bit of history. We both can tell it. I'll let Joy tell the main part.
Well, it was 26 years ago today that the Candle Cafe opened, and Bart actually played a lottery ticket, and it hit on Friday the 13th in 1993. So that was Providence providing so that we could feed vegan food to as many people as possible, because we were all about health and well-being and saving the world and the planet and the animals. And telling the story, Bart made me a sandwich and my life was never the same.
Yeah, I was
a customer.
We met, I had a small juice bar for many years, and Joy came in as a customer. We became friendly. She became my in-house nutritionist. We eventually became working partners and then living partners over 30 years. So you see what happens when you eat a plant-based diet? Magic happens.
I fell in love through my stomach, Lillian.
Well, you guys are doing something right. I mean, honestly, it's amazing, and I know, because I've been to your restaurants. They're so the food was so creative, and you're right, because I'm a carnivore, and everything looks so beautiful, and you want to eat it, and
I
then
think
you
it was
do,
your
and then
first vegan meal.
Right.
yes, and then you eat it, and it actually tastes good.
It's delicious. It's better for you, better tasting, and better for the planet.
Right.
Because this is really the way to take action against, decreasing your carbon footprint. You can decrease your carbon footprint by over 40% by adopting a plant-based diet.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the other guys who are eating the meat and growing the cows, they're the ones that are causing the icebergs to melt, so to speak,
Oh my God.
All that production,
so
it's
you
just
can
killing the environment.
You can make a difference.
So you were both, you both used to eat meat and all of that? Like, did you just eat it? And then what was the catalyst where you decided no?
Well, really good question. We got exposed, what I say, to the greatest people you can imagine coming into our restaurants. And it was a learning curve. We just got to know the major doctors, medical people, the scientists. We were feeding them all. And one thing led to another. Then we visited one of the farms where they rescue animals. We got to be with the animals and saying, no way am I going to eat these animals ever again. That's a big impact for a lot of people. And then, as Joy would say, the food tastes so good.
No compromises.
So you didn't.
80% of our customers, Lillian, were not even a vegetarian. We found
over 90% of our customers were not.
They just love the food.
Just good food. Good food.
Did you ever feel? Did you ever feel like I really want a steak tonight?
See, what happened when I made the change, I got more energy, my skin, my hair, my weight, my mental attitude, everything, my mental clarity, everything changed when I changed to a plant-based diet. So my energy quadrupled.
Right.
So it wasn't about wanting a steak. And once you know where it comes from and you know the violence and everything else that goes along with it, it makes it not a good choice, and not a choice even to save the planet.
And now we love to cook. We cook, but in any restaurant or any home kitchen, it's the spice rack that makes the difference. So whether you're cooking tofu or steak, if you're flavoring it properly, then that's delicioso.
Yeah, no, that said like a fine Italian wine.
Right. Exactly. And that goes with it too. Yeah.
That makes sense, because plant-based diets are it. They're using them in hospitals, and you're right, people feel better on them. And you know what? As far as protein, when people say, "Oh, if I'm on a plant-based diet, how am I going to get my protein?" I read something about that, and how our ancestors were doing a plant-based diet, and they got their protein, anything from the ground, or I guess nuts. I mean, what do you say to people that say, how am I going to get my protein?
No one's ever died of protein deficiency in this country. And we get our protein from all of the plant-based foods. And we actually just wrote an article for Clean Eating Magazine about getting your protein. I mean, think about the animals in the jungle. Some very large animals are plant-based eating.
Living on grass and seeds.
Right. No, you're right.
Might be an elephant.
And strong.
No, you are right. You are right. And
I think what happens, Lillian, we both experience it together happily, is that as you embrace the kind of nutrition we love and live by, you notice a difference in your whole body and everything. How you're eating, how you're sleeping, your energy level, your skin, as Joy would say, your hair. It's just,
and the nutrient
it's a barometer that just rings at you all the time.
How soon do you notice a change?
Can be immediately.
Really?
We'll work with you, Lillian, on this.
I could almost be there, but do you not eat dairy? Because no, you don't. Okay. Because I like yogurt, but I don't like dairy. I don't like the non-dairy yogurt. I find it watery.
Oh, there are so many very luscious, delicious, creamy non-dairy yogurts. The industry has changed drastically. There's so many choices now.
Oh, well, we'll
have to do a yogurt tasting soon.
10 years ago, you might see like 6 items in the grocery store that were vegan. Now you got 150. There's so many more choices.
And actually, thanks to my friend Mimi, I make my own yogurt.
Oh, wow. Wow. What's the difference between vegan and plant-based?
That's a great question. It's really, it can be the same, but vegans can be sort of not eat whole food plant-based. And there's a distinguishing factor but it can be an overlapping term.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
But we love plants.
Yeah, no, plants are the way to go. And then your cookbooks and the books. Then after you had, tell me when that all happened.
Well, Bart and I documented the books over the past.
Wow, since 2003 was the first one. Yeah, over 17 years now. And they were incredible to do. I give Joy a lot of credit. I was the happy dishwasher and the prep guy, but I loved it. I got my picture on the book anyway.
We always wanted to share a recipe so people could make it anywhere and everywhere they were. One of the greatest gifts is to be on other people's tables and be able to feed people this nutrient-dense food.
Yeah.
Like you were asking, Lillian, people feel so good on it. Not only they feel good, but we were talking again about longevity. It really is. I mean, if you think about it, like the blue zones, that's damn beautiful.
Around the world,
right,
it's proven
plant-based.
Right.
For
And they add to
that
the exercise piece and whatever they eat, of course,
and what they think.
And their hard work and so on. But there's Sardinia is one of them. Loma Linda's another one. There's a Greek island.
Greece.
Yep.
Yes, for those of you who don't know about the blue zones, those are the places around the world. We have one in California, Loma Linda, where people live to over 100. But but you know what? It's a Mediterranean diet. But also there's less stress. There's less stress in some of those places.
Yes.
And again, that's why we have to calm the chaos, right? We all need to calm the chaos, which is where, good plant-based food, CBD, we're putting all this in our tool chest, especially now when we look at the dire state of the world and we see fires in California. We love our California family. We want everyone to be safe. We want all people to be safe and healthy. And this is really a way that you can control. You can make those choices in your own life, in your own diet.
Right. I mean, do you also work with any? I know you were working with some of the schools. Do you work with any schools now and any hospitals?
Right now, we don't work with any hospitals or schools. I think hospitals are a little busy, but that is a place that we think, and we know Dr. Osvald is working in hospitals at Mount Sinai.
Yeah.
At Montefiore.
Yeah.
And really putting plant-based food in hospitals and seeing tremendous results.
They're showing movies. They're showing movies, Lillian, in the rooms.
Yeah,
plant-based
Forks Over Knives.
The famous Forks Over Knives movie. Which
Yep.
Changed more people's lives.
Yep. I know about that. I think that, for some people, so you say that you're healthy and all and everything's great, but I think for many people, plant-based can heal some of their ailments.
Of course.
That they have.
We've seen such miracles, Lillian. I can't tell you the miracles we've seen.
Really?
Yes.
But very often people came to our restaurants when they were not well. So they would have special diets, which we would address. And of course, we had the happy news that they turned around whatever they were dealing with. Could have been cancer, could have been diabetes, any number of things. So it was a very interactive kind of thing we were doing. We weren't just being restaurants serving food. We had a real relationship with all of these people.
I have to tell you, it's like you are what you eat.
Yes.
Exactly.
You are what you eat. Exactly. I mean, this, so tell me, Joy and Bart, what are you doing? I know we're going to talk about the CBD, but what are you doing in terms of the virtual cooking and stuff like that?
Well, we're lecturing wherever we can. We're affiliated with the wonderful farm, Fairgate Farm, here in Connecticut. And we also want to do something special. Shout out to Tony Hillary, who's got a thing called Harlem Grown, where they're doing community gardens for underprivileged and for food deserts, so that people can come pick up their groceries or fresh grown organic food. You know, we're doing as much as we can in every direction, because
Right.
this is really food politics. This is really food equality. You know, we're solutionists.
One of our best things that Joy just said, our favorite thing in the business, Lillian, all those years was the relationship with the farmers. We love working with the farmers. We got to meet many of them, by the way, for your listeners tonight. If you're wondering where to get this great food that we find delicious and wonderful, farmers markets are one of the great places to go to. Almost every local community has one now. But we visited the farms, we met the farmers, we saw where we would get food in the morning that we would serve that very day. You know, couldn't be fresher than that. So we got turned on about it in more ways than one, as you probably can tell.
Food fresh from farm to table.
Yeah. And we never get tired of it, by the way. Oh, we're in the kitchen a lot.
And then, and you grow, you have herbs that you're growing. What else do you grow in your backyard?
We grow lettuces, tomatoes. We grow all the dark leafy greens, kale, collards, Swiss chard. We grow oregano. We are growing comfrey. We grow splanthies. We grow
call it the whole rainbow, as Joy would call it.
The mint. The mint. And thank you, because
lemon balm,
Joy,
antiviral.
Right.
Joy and Bart sent me a whole bunch of from their garden, the oregano, lemon balm, mint, a root. What was it? A root? No, a basil, arugula.
Basil.
Right.
Basil, red basil.
Purple.
And yep, and we put it. I made a tea. So now let's. I'm going to tell everybody about this. About the CBD. So my back went out the other day, bad, and it's getting better. But when I was talking to Joy, she said, "Oh, did you ever try CBD oil?" And I said, "No." And she said, "Well, I'm working, with CBD right now, and you have to take you have to take this oil and this balm, and there's also like a vitamin." And she prepared a package for me. My friends went and picked them up, the lovely Rose and Steve, and they picked them up. And I started taking it instead of taking a muscle relaxer, instead of taking a painkiller. And I've been doing this for 2 days, and I'm feeling much better.
Great.
So thank you. Like, what is it? How does that work?
It's amazing. The cannabinoid system, when it gets full and you start to feel better, it has so many wonderful effects. And actually, you can go to pubmed.gov and you'll see, like, I think 600 different positive effects from CBD.
Yeah. Like taking health to another level, Lillian. Over here talking plant-based. There's always something new to learn, something else. And this is an organic product, by the way. And
I saw.
Make it become vegan as well.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't vegan until June. So that was a big deal. We've been working on that with the company, trying to get them to go vegan in the gel cap. And they did. That's why we gave it to you to try.
Oh, I did see that on there.
Turmeric in it. And
because people, I was talking to some friends, and they said, "We're looking for that." I'm so glad you told me about it, because we want to make sure we get it from somebody who's reputable, because she was concerned about maybe it's not the good stuff.
No, you're right. You can get it at any gas station, so you have to be really careful. You and I've had this conversation with anything we take in. You have to be so careful that it's a very high quality and that you know where it comes from.
Turn them on to us. We'll guide them. Turn them on to us. We'll guide them through the process.
For now, I'm going to give everybody who's watching right now, I'm going to let you know where you can reach. This is where you can reach Joy.
And Bart.
Perfect.
And Bart. Joy Pierson1@me.com. I'll put it up again at the end. But yeah, so, I mean, what have you seen?
And there's also the balm, right? That's really makes a big difference.
The balm.
You know,
yeah.
And then the 2500 is what their newest, because it's a full spectrum. And I've been having amazing results with that. Even putting it on topically, it's amazing. I mean, and Bart had sciatica no longer.
Gone.
So he had a back issue, but not Like his was more chronic, and now it's gone.
For about a year, I couldn't, how you toss and turn when you have a bad back or a bad leg.
Yeah.
The joy, it's gone. I told one day.
And for people right now, people are all like, my phone has never had more text messages on it thanking me for this, because people can't sleep right now. Everybody's in such a dark, sad place. So we need to be encouraged. We need to take this tragedy and see if we can really heal ourselves on this planet.
Yeah, you couldn't have said that any better, really. I mean,
Right.
so the CBD, you can take a certain amount per day. Like you can't overdose, or can you overdose?
No, you cannot overdose.
It's not marijuana, by the way, so people got to be clear about that.
Yes, be clear about that.
You're not going to get high or anything like that either.
It just brings you into homeostasis, which we all need homeostasis right now. And our hearts go out to everybody. So many people have lost people, and there's been so many stories that we've been hearing, and we just know the world needs a big hug and lots of prayer. So
yeah.
My God, you guys are on the wrong
CBD.
You guys are on the wrong show. You should be on the Angel in the Wings.
You're the Angel Network. That's you.
Angels
people
in the Wings.
Yeah. Anything that makes people healthy, Lillian. The more people are healthy, the better off we all are. Because the medical system, as you know, is going crazy with all this COVID stuff and everything else. People are just taxing us all, literally and figuratively. Insurance rates keep going up. When you feel good, you feel well. As a rule, you don't need anything medical. I mean, you could break a foot or something, or an ankle, as I did many years ago. But other than that, you don't need anything else. The plants are medicine. That's another cliche we've used for years.
Real medicine. I mean, that's where medicines come from. They're really compilations and replications of what the plants were. Valerian root, Valium, it really is all comes from the plants. So we have to go back to the plants.
Yeah. Willow bark is for headaches. Willow bark is where aspirin came from. It all goes back.
And it changed our lives. So now we really feel the responsibility to share this information and change people's lives. I used to say one bite at a time, one dropper full at a time.
No, you're right. Well, let me say this. I had cancer a few years ago. I'm fine now. So, of course, I didn't want to get all that radiation and chemo and whatnot. But, I did what I needed to do. I'm fine. I'm fine now. I actually did use topically an aloe vera plant, not the liquid in a store, but the actual plant. But what do you say about, somebody has cancer, God forbid? I mean, they can't just go plant-based.
Oh,
good question.
Or maybe
we've seen people heal from cancer, but it's a big commitment, and there's a lot of information out there. If you chose to try this first before you did a treatment or with your treatment, there are many people that I'm a nutritionist that have come to me and asked me those kind of questions, and it's really up to the individual. Like Bart said, it's also bio individuality.
Right.
Yep.
I think there's an intuitive side to it too. Your body and your mind will guide you sometimes. Happily, I'm a very vivid dreamer. Many years ago, I had a very vivid dream about basil. I smelled basil in a dream. The next day, I called my sister who worked in a health food store. She said, "Oh, there's a new product called Holy Basil." And what was it for? It was for hyperness, and was for too much cortisol in the brain. So anyway, my whole family's on it now. But CBD does that and more.
But diet heals. Yes, diet heals. So you asked that question. I've seen it heal.
Oh, me too. Now, do you think, so what if you're not in any pain? Should you be, if somebody adds CBD to their daily routine, even if they're not in pain?
That's a great question.
How does that work?
You still want to create the homeostasis and fill the receptor sites. So you still do, it's sort of like a vitamin. You still want to take it every day just to keep homeostasis.
So like prevention, right?
Yes.
Right.
And what would I do every day? The droplet, the dropper, and the pill?
Yes, you could. Or you could do one or the other.
But
I like the combination because of the turmeric also.
Right.
But
As
the
Joyce
balm,
said, you can't overdo
and the
it.
balm too. The
balm is for when there's pain, right?
I use actually the balm on my temple sometimes if you have like a slight headache, or underneath your eyes if you're a little puffy, or you can put it on the back of your neck because you just touched your neck. You know, you can
Or if
put
you get
it
a
on your.
scratch or a mosquito
Oh, right.
bite or something, it works for that too.
So what's in it that makes it so healing?
It's got the CBD in it. It's got lavender. It's got eucalyptus. And it smells delicious.
Yeah.
What it normally is has turmeric and black pepper in it as well to
In the
help in the
pill.
absorption. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, it's
Bart,
very early stage in many ways, but people are coming on board so fast.
And
with
this company's very young too. Very young.
Yes.
But
Yes.
but all of this, all of the certificates, everything, so that there's no mold. You have to be so careful with everything we put in our bodies.
And it's grown in America. It's grown in Colorado, very protected environment.
25 miles around the whole farm so that it can't get contaminated.
Yeah.
Right. So again, if anyone is interested in speaking with Joy and Bart about nutrition or CBD, you can reach them at joypearson1@me.com. Bart, tell me about, you have this book that you wrote. Tell me about that.
That cute little book. Well, for about 20 years, I wrote what was called a daily word in the window of the restaurants. In fact, in 1992, when Clinton beat Bush at the time, I said, hooray, broccoli's back on the menu, because Bush was known not to like broccoli. But Clinton beat him anyway. But it's a daily word kind of thing. In fact, the back of it is written by Gloria Steinem, the famous. We've fed her for years. Need I say more?
Talk about beautiful longevity.
Yes. But one of my favorites is, life can be a bowl of cherries, my dear, but you have to bring your own bowl and your own fruit. No one's going to just give it to you. Meanwhile, we're growing it. We got the bowl and we're still growing it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. Well, I want to just say thank you for coming on, and you look wonderful. And every time I see you, I'm not kidding, I say you guys are aging in reverse. And again, you know, you giving such information, such important information, which is amazing, you know, for now and always. And also thank you from the bottom of my back for your CBD healing. And I'm getting better every day. And thank you. And again, everybody, if you want to reach Joy and Bart, you can reach them at joypearson1@me.com. Thank you both for coming on. And
Thank you,
everybody.
Lillian.
And thank everybody for coming out. Thank our family. And thanks everybody for coming out. And thank you, Annie, for helping us 26 years ago with the last $5,000 by emptying your bank account.
Yay.
Thank you, everybody, for your contribution to our lives. May we continue to heal and grow.
Yay. And eat your vegetables, by all means. Eat your vegetables.
Oh, wait, Bart, your shirt.
Ta-da! Wait, you can't do naked on this show, can you? No. What's that say?
It says eat more PL.
Plants. Eat more plants.
Eat more plants.
Eat more plants.
I'm a friend of ours who has an organic farm.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Eat more.
It says eat more P, but we get it. Eat more plants.
No, don't. Over and over again.
Eat more plants.
Remember the spice track.
And vote with your fork.
Exactly. Oh, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lillian, so much.
And we'll
and thank
see
you,
you
everybody.
soon.
Spread the
Bye.
word.
Bye.